Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Opposition Report. Today, I'm joined by a very, very special guest, a man who I am a huge fan of, all of his EFL content, and he's a massive Barnsley fan too, Mr. Callum Fowler. Welcome to the Opposition Report. How are you doing, sir?
Thank you very much, mate. I'm doing fine. How are you?
Yeah, all good, all good. Looking forward to the game. It's been a long, 2 weeks or 10 days or so without a game, so looking forward to getting up to Oakwell. It'll be my second visit there. Uh, any tips for
You
me
must have.
going to
I'm going to say
Oakwell?
you must have done all right first time.
Uh,
We don't seem to beat you at our place.
No, it always seems to be a draw. It was a 1-1 draw. Josh Lawrence scored to keep us in the division. I think it was the year you went down, I want to say, from the
Oh,
championship.
there's a few of them. There's a fair few of them, mate.
You've bounced around a fair bit. Let's talk about your season so far. So, 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. The 4 wins were against Plymouth, Burton, Peterborough, and Huddersfield. Huddersfield being the standout one there. Talk to us about the Huddersfield win.
Um. Well, obviously the Owen Goodman got sent off for him, so their keeper, for GBH on McGoldrick, he should have been arrested. But like even before that, we were 1-0 up before that. And even like before the red card, we did look like we were in control. I think the same against the Bolton one because we drew against them. And we were in the same sort of position. We were 1-0 up, and then we got a red card, and we had to play a full half against them, so we ended up conceding. But against Bolton, I thought we were better side, and I do think we'd have carried on and won. And against Huddersfield, even without their red card, I do think we would have carried on and won. I think people are getting a little bit caught up on us last season, and then trying to justify the reasons for us not doing as well in their end for that. Because we were really poor last season, but this time we do look good. Seriously.
It's been a bit of a turnaround for Conor Hourihane because I was looking at his stats before and I seem to remember him not doing too well towards the end of last season. Obviously, he only had 2 wins. This year, obviously, yeah, well, according to his stats in front of me, 18 games in total, 8 wins, 4 draws, 6 losses. What's changed over the summer, sort of? I know obviously you beat us on the final day, which I'm not going to like to remind Reading fans because it was a bit of a poor afternoon, that one. But what's changed
Yeah.
with Hourihane last season and this season?
Um, Thing is, it's like so. This is obviously good, isn't it? Because I can get insight from our side of things. It was still good even when he first started. Like it obviously took a couple games for him to sort of adjust his style. But we went from for the last few years, Barnsley have been playing a three at back, and Uran wants to play with wingers. So we had to change that just based on the players that we had at time. And even though we were losing games, there was such a clear shift in terms of like how good we actually looked. We offered so much more threat going forward. As you'll have seen on last day when we put four past a good Reading team, we went to Leighton Orient and scored 3 times, but we conceded four in that one. So
Yeah,
it were a
thanks
personnel
for that one,
problem
by
as
the way.
opposed to an all-round one.
Thanks for that one because that actually stopped us going into the playoffs. That
Yeah, no, yeah.
and then
And it
you,
was a nothing game for us. Just
yeah,
a dead rubber nothing game in his worst season in years. Just stopped you from getting in. But yeah, we looked good even like towards end last season.
Hourihane's obviously played for you guys a fair bit, so having him back as manager, I'm guessing he was one of your heroes watching him as you were growing up. Talk to me about him as a player as well.
Oh God, it were a joke. Like obviously, I weren't born when we were in Premier League, so I've not got. I ain't seen them sort of players for us. But in terms of Barnsley players that I have seen, he was undoubtedly best player in Championship before he left. I will down this hill, and there were Newcastle in league at the time. They had Shelby. I think he had like 16 goal contributions in 18 games before he left. Something outrageous like that before he went to Villa. He was so good, and he like you said, obviously someone like that coming back to us. I think it's a masterstroke from board because it's obviously a risk. But getting someone like that, it's just going to get fans on side in it when we've been crap for so long. Bringing someone like that in who everybody loves, yeah, I just hope it goes well for him.
I'm kind of in a similar position with Noah. I grew up watching Noah Hunt
Yeah,
play, obviously, and a lot of fans loved him as a player, a real hard-working striker. And seeing him as a manager now, you just really want it to work out well,
yeah.
and you just want him to do well. Talk to us about the loss about against AFC Wimbledon, because obviously that's the kind of the opposite of the Huddersfield win in the fact it stands out against a team that's just been promoted. Obviously, Wimbledon have recently beat us as well, and they're actually a very difficult team to play against. I think me
Yeah, they
myself
are.
underestimated them. Talk to us about that game. What kind of went wrong for Barnsley in that game?
They are a very, very difficult side to break down. That's for sure. Like they're good on set piece as well, which we're quite weak at. Like especially trying to score from set pieces, we're awful. But they're very defensively good side. Like we also, if you watch first game against Luton, like they were very unlucky to lose that, and that's against the biggest side in division, like in terms of what you expect and financially, the best team. So they're no mugs them. And I know that they've lost 4 games, And I think it's just hard for people to get a grip on what they are unless you've actually seen them against your team, which we obviously both have. They're a good side, them. They honestly are. And I also think it's one of the only games that we've been serious favourites for, which don't really suit us because a lot of teams aren't looking at us as looking at us as a threat yet. So I think they're not giving us respect that we deserve when we are a top team. But Wimbledon just like sat back and did basics really well, and they are a good team.
Transfer business. Now, one thing I am slightly jealous of is the fact that you've managed to keep hold of Davis, Keeler, Dunn, Luca Connell, and Phillips, which, I mean, fair play. You must be buzzing with that.
Oh yeah, that was main thing because his owner come out and said in summer that we're definitely going to sell these players to offset the money from not being in championship. That's his reasoning. But then also, how can you moan about that and then not try and keep the players that can get you there? Do you know what I mean? So I think we've not spent anything. We've brought Ray's Clearing from West Brom, who's cost well, it's compensation. It's not a lot, and that Kelly from West Ham, it'll be next to nothing as well. So we've not gone out and spent £1 million, but we've let a lot of dross go. So I think we've done well in terms of that. We've got let a lot of crap players go. So being able to keep them makes more sense, but they are very, very good. And we don't sell for cheap anymore. It's not the Barnsley of old that everybody sort of knows that just sell for a dropper in out for 10 bob and a decent player. If you want to come and take a good player off us now, you've got to pay millions, which I like.
Yeah, so
About time.
good model to have. I think,
Yeah.
if I'm wrong here, but Davis Keeler, Dunn sort of he's getting on a little bit in age, which I guess could also help with maybe some championship clubs not willing to take the risk on him. In
Yeah.
terms of other incomings, obviously the two names that stand out to Reading fans will be Tenai Watson and Callum Vickers. We
Yeah.
only saw a very brief period of Callum Vickers, obviously came through our academy before we had to sell him during our financial issues. Talk to me about both those players, what they've been like so far for you.
We'll start with I'll start with Watson because there's not as much to say because he's a right back. Do you know what I mean? I love the fella, but he's a right back. There's not a lot you can say about someone like that. Is the Bristol? He's just for this league. He's brilliant. That's what I'd say. He does simple stuff perfect. He don't lose ball. He can defend. And from I've been used to seeing Corey O'Keefe and some other donkeys that can't attack or defend. So going from that to Tenai Watson, who actually can do basics really well, it's perfect, and it's exactly what we need. But Vickers, yeah, you've been done there to lose someone like that. It's so unfortunate that he'll come through at that time for you. Because how we've got this fella, I don't know. He is a championship player, definitely, already at a young age. He is so good. Again, don't lose ball. You can tell he's come from a Prem side, for their infrastructure and that. Never loses ball. His finishing's good. Dribbling's incredible. Good decision making. I can't believe we've got him. I just hope Brighton have got a call back in Jan.
That would really kill you, especially
Oh,
with
yeah.
Cooper being on loan as well. The goalie, having him
Yeah.
recalled could also definitely kill you. Cooper, from videos I've seen of you, you're very impressed with him so far.
Yeah, he is very good as well. I saw QPR fans saying that they've loaned wrong keeper out because he does look like really good. He's made some very good saves because defensive issues are definitely still a problem for us. And I do think you'll score against us at weekend. Um, but defensive issues are still there despite us being better than last season. But then you have got someone that's that good in there. I do just think we are a good team.
We'll move on to the game then. You mentioned a little bit there. What score predictions for the game? I know you're a very optimistic Barnsley fan, so I'm assuming you're going with the Barnsley win.
Hear that, right? And I will say that I think I've said the last couple of years that we'll get promoted every year. But then I also think I give him a lot of hammer when it's needed. Obviously, at the minute there's no need for that because we are playing really good. Um, but I do think you will score. I think Lewis Wing will score. That's what it is. I just expect him to score every week, and I feel like I've seen him score about 10 against us. And he's a Wednesday, but oh god, we're cursed. But yeah, I think he'll score. But obviously, there's going up on Reading's thing, so I don't want you to think that I'm
No, no,
like
you can be as biased as you like. Trust me, we've had plenty of biased fans on this over so far, so
I
be
don't think this is
biased as
being
you like.
biased though. I do. You're an half decent side. You are. We saw that last season. How good you can be. But we are a top team. We actually are. We are a top side, and I think we should win because of it. And that ain't even being biased. I just do think we are a better side. I think it'll be closer because of the defensive side of things. But I think we'll win 2-1. We
Too.
should win.
I'm going to go with a very pessimistic draw, and I would absolutely take a draw, to be honest. A nice 2-2 would be nice. And I would love Paudie O'Connor to score against you, but I'm not sure if he'll be available because I know you were desperate for Paudie
Oh, I'd have loved
O'Connor.
him. Oh yeah, I absolutely were. Well, it's because you've got Noel Hunt's management team like looking after him, haven't you? That's why.
His brother being
So he's
executive
tapping
chef
up.
does help. Stephen Hunt being Paudie's agent does help, but I mean,
Yeah.
who knows? Formation wise, what are we expecting Hourihane to go with? I did a little research on FootMob and it was looking like a 4-2-3-1. Is that what we would expect?
Um, to be honest, no. It's odd because we're very fluid. Like we defend in a back four, we probably defend something like that. But when we're on ball, Watson comes into like a back three. This is what it's looked like more recently. Watson is coming into a back three with Shepherd in middle and Earl. Ogbeta is very high and wide, like seriously very high up on left. And Phillips, who is normally a central midfielder or a 10, is out on right with Vickers. It's very fluid and all over the place, but it means that McGoldrick and Dunn, who are very similar players, and not like a traditional nine or a target man or something. They're just picking up pockets wherever they sort of want, and it's hard for defenders to pick up. So we're playing in like a 3-4-3, somewhat along them lines. A three at back, really, when we've got ball, but we do defend with back four.
Very fluid then. Season overall. Obviously, I know you've been on other channels saying that you're going to get promoted. I watched your updated League One predictions, and by the way, you're one of the only like EFL pundits names that I've seen not be down on Reading at the moment. So thank you for that. But Barnsley, how's it going to go in your heart and your head? Because I'm sure they may be the same thing, but they may be different things.
How could you go down on? How could you like give Reading any stick with stuff that you've been through recently? Just like, come on, surely there's context involved with people like that. My heart says top two, and so does my head. I think we'll finish second.
You reckon you fit what? It was over Huddersfield. I saw you put yourself. Luton winning the league,
Yeah,
Barnsley, and
I do. I think Luton will win league, but I think Huddersfield are genuinely more flawed than we are. I really do.
I'm going to be interested to see the difference between the both of you because I was, as I said, very impressed with Huddersfield so far. And to be honest, Barnsley, one of those sides before the start of the season, I was kind of thinking you've kept hold of Gill Dunn and your additions were okay, but I didn't expect you to be sort of this level of good. And I'm
Yeah,
been quite shocked with you guys so far how well it's going, but I'm sure it can continue. And I hope
I
no.
think it's the home factor though for us because like the last couple of years, obviously we've been realistically we've been crap for years on end, and well we've been in this league. As away form has been outstanding like every year. We've always had like a top six away form. But at home last season, we were awful. So we don't even have to change that much, really. We just have to be a little bit sturdier in order to beat at home, and we'll get more points on that anyway. Never mind being actually just better in every position. And I really do think we're going to be at top. So
Well, let's hope we're seeing you in the playoffs then, maybe a playoff semi-final when you're playing someone else other than Bolton, because the last few playoffs you've been, I think it was Bolton both times in the semis, was it?
yeah, not last season because neither of us got in. But the two before that, yeah, Barnsley bottom both times.
Less said about the playoff final, you got to the better, right?
Yep, let's just move on.
Well, thank you for joining me today, Callum. Where can Reading fans check out your stuff? Because you do some cracking EFL content, so plug away.
Yeah, on if you just type my name in on YouTube, then it's Callum Fowler, and it should pop up. And then I'm on Twitter and TikTok as well. But the best stuff is on here on YouTube, just Callum Fowler.
We'll leave a link to it below in the description as well, Reading fans, if you want to check it out. But Callum, thank you very much for joining me today. Best of luck for Saturday and the season ahead, and come on,
Doing
you
all, mate.